What ominous event do they have planned for September 24th? And we hear this on the European Parliament in German, 24. September, and saying that we have to be very ready for that. What are they planning? Michael Schneider writes on Collective Spark, what in the world are they planning to do on September 24th of this year, 2022? As you'll see below, a member of the German legislature is openly warning that September 24th will be a day when everyone will remember, quote, exactly where he or she was, end quote. What is that supposed to mean? Exactly where he or she was? That's really ominous. Needless to say, those days don't come along very often. For those that were alive at that time, the death of John F. Kennedy was one of those days, and certainly 9/11 was one of those days, but off the top of my head, I can't really think of too many others. I can remember what I was doing when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans in 2005, and the Russian invasion of Ukraine early this year was definitely a major turning point, but beyond that, there just are not too many days that fall into this category. That's why something that a member of the German parliament just said seems so odd. Quote, everyone will not forget September 24th, 2022, and everyone will know exactly where he or she was, end quote. What is that supposed to mean? And why did he say that? Why? Why does he believe that September 24th will be so historic? And the video clip has been going viral on social media, and you can watch it. It's in the link below. When the 24th of September was mentioned, you can hear other members of the German legislature react in shock and awe. Did he reveal something that he was not supposed to reveal? At this point, we don't know. Perhaps nothing is planned for September 24th. But why would a member of the German parliament get up and say such a thing? If it wasn't true, he's just belittling himself, his credibility. Perhaps if we could listen to the remainder of his speech, it would be obvious that he is referring to something completely trivial. Perhaps nothing is being planned for September 24th. The reason why this caught my attention is because I do believe that September 25th and September 26th will be very significant. This year, Elul 29 begins at sundown September 24th, and it runs until sundown September 25th. And as I detailed in a previous article, we're talking about the Shemitah prophecies, we witnessed the worst stock market crash in U.S. history up to that time on Elul 29 in 2001. That record stood until it was broken precisely 7 years later on Elul 29, 2008. Elul 29 fell on a Sunday in 2015, and the stock market is closed on Sundays, so no record was going to be broken then. However, we did see a tremendous amount of financial shaking in August and September of that year. In 2022, Elul 29 once again falls on a Sunday, so there will be no stock market crash on that day either. But I'll be watching very closely because Rosh Hashanah begins at sundown on Sunday, September 25th. According to Jewish tradition, one 7-year Shemitah cycle will end and a new one will commence once the sun goes down that evening. Of course, the truth is that we don't know for sure if Jewish authorities have calculated the Shemitah cycles correctly, and the Bible also does not make it completely clear on what day the Shemitah cycles are to begin. So we can't be too dogmatic about any of this. With that being said, without a doubt, a great number of believers will be on high alert, quote unquote, as we approach Rosh Hashanah, and James Bailey just had a dream which is quite alarming, quote. In a dream on August 24th, I was speaking with an unseen person and told them nothing will be the same after September 25th, 26th. That was the end of the dream. It was very short, but I believe it was a prophetic warning. A few days later, I received another short dream, which I believe was instructing me to share this. So that's what I got, and the remainder of this article is my interpretation. Nothing will be the same is the same as saying everything is going to change. Since no limitations were given, I believe the magnitude of these changes will be very big, impacting everything, everywhere, and everyone, so we won't have to wonder whether or not this happens because it will be way too big to miss. After September 25th, 26 reveals the start without revealing any ending date, so I think that means these changes will continue indefinitely with no going back to the way things were before. To a lot of people, it may seem quite strange that 2 days were mentioned, but once you understand that Rosh Hashanah goes from sundown on September 25th to sundown on September 26th, it makes perfect sense. According to Jewish tradition, those 24 hours are the very first day of the new Shemitah cycle. I completely agree with James that it is entirely possible that nothing of note may happen on any particular date. Like he said, it could just be the threshold after which nothing is ever the same again. In any event, I certainly expect the next 7 years to be some of the most chaotic years in human history. There is one more thing that I wanted to mention before I end this article. It's been pointed out to me that the fall of the Queen has happened just before we get to the fall of this year. And the fall of this year, many are anticipating that we could see the fall of Western civilization kick into high gear. Perhaps this is just a huge coincidence and people are reading way too much into all of this. That's entirely possible. But if you had to pick just one figure that represented the entire Western world, it would have been her. And the Western world is certainly on the verge of a complete and total collapse. We're moving into times when we will see catastrophic events happen that most people never even imagined were possible. All of human history has been building up to a grand crescendo, and we get to be here for it. Is this month going to be particularly significant? The appointed times in the Bible are always a time for us to gather and meet with the Lord, and throughout history, God has often done really big things during those appointed times. We don't know for sure that God will do anything really big this year, but without a doubt, we should all be watching. Views expressed in the article and opinions of the author do not necessarily reflect the views of Collective Spark. And this is by Michael Schneider. About the author, my name is Michael Schneider, and my brand new book entitled 7-Year Apocalypse is now available on Amazon. In addition to my new book, I have written 5 others that are available on Amazon. Lost Prophecies of the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, Get Prepared Now, and Living a Life That Really Matters. By purchasing the books, you help to support the work that my wife and I are doing, and by giving it to others, you help to multiply the impact that we're having on people all over the globe. I have published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and The Most Important News. And the articles that I publish on those sites are republished on dozens of other prominent websites all over the globe. I always freely, happily allow others to republish my articles on their own websites, but I also ask that they include this about the author section with each article. The material contained in this article is for general information purposes only, and readers should consult licensed professionals before making any legal, business, financial, or health decisions. I encourage you to follow me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, and any way that you can share these articles with others is a great help. During these very challenging times, people will need hope more than ever before, and it's our goal to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with as many people as we possibly can. And this is on Collective Spark by Michael Schneider. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.